according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
At that time, one of those who sat at table with Jesus said to him, "Blessed is he who shall eat bread in the kingdom of God." But he said to him, "A man once gave a great banquet and invited many, and at the time for the banquet, he sent his servant to say to those who had been invited, 'Come, for all is now ready.' But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said to him, 'I have bought a field, and I must go out and see it. Please have me excused.' And another said, 'I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to examine them. Please have me excused.' And another said, 'I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come.' So the servant came and reported this to his master. Then the householder in anger said to his servant, 'Go out quickly to the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in the poor and maimed and blind and lame.' And the servant said, 'Sir, what you commanded has been done, and still there is room.' And the master said to the servant, 'Go out to the highways and hedges, and compel people to come in, that my house may be filled. For I tell you, none of those men who were invited shall taste my banquet.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise be to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Brothers and sisters, in the Gospel today, we have an interesting story. A guy says to Jesus, "How awesome it must be to get into heaven, to be invited to the banquet of the kingdom. That must be great." And Jesus says back something like, "Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?" And then proceeds to tell us a story which basically goes like this. People are invited, people are too busy, the householder, the master, gets annoyed, and other people get invited. You don't have to be a genius to see where this is going. So the basic question is, brothers and sisters, from the Gospel today, based on the story we've been told, is, am I too busy for God? Am I too busy for God? Now, we've just celebrated All Saints. We have prayed that one day we too may join the saints in paradise. We've just celebrated All Souls, and we have prayed that the faithful departed, those gone before us, may rise again with Christ in the life promised by the resurrection. Basically, we've prayed that those gone before us and we too ourselves may one day receive the invite to the banquet, and be with God in heaven. But now we're still alive. You and I, we're not saints, we're still here, we're not the faithful departed. At least you're not if you're still watching this. So what does this mean for us? Well, let me play with this gospel a bit. Holy Mass, what we celebrate here in the church at the altar. Holy Mass is a foretaste of heaven. It is an earthly foretaste of the heavenly banquet. So we, you and I, who hope to be invited to the heavenly banquet one day, who have prayed so earnestly to be invited to the heavenly banquet one day, who pray unceasingly for the dead to be received into the heavenly banquet one day, you and I, we should be doing everything possible to get into the earthly foretaste of that very same banquet. Brothers and sisters, we should be doing everything possible, everything within our power to come to Holy Mass, to come to the earthly foretaste of the heavenly banquet. But under COVID, we have grown complacent. We've slipped away, become too busy out of fear or conformity or laziness. And yes, we can rationalize, all of us, we can rationalize, like the people in the Gospel, we can rationalize pushing God aside and saying, "Not yet, Lord. It's not safe yet. It's not okay yet. I'm not ready yet." The question I want to leave you with today is this: how serious are you about wanting to get into the heavenly banquet when you have the earthly foretaste right here and you stay away? It's a personal question, and it's one that each and every one of us who choose, for whatever reason, to stay away have to answer for themselves. My dear brothers and sisters, I bring no condemnation down upon you. I bring no judgment down upon you. I'm simply asking a simple question, a serious question for serious Christians, because the gospel today is dead serious about the consequences.